Day celebrations.
A staggering number of more than 320,000 children in the United States face the heart-wrenching loss of a parent to a drug overdose from 2011 to 2021, according to a study by the National Institute on Drug Abuse.
No national study had previously delved into the magnitude of children.
The European Commission has demanded more detailed information from the social media platform X under the Digital Services Act regarding its decision to downsize its content moderation team. A Norwegian cruise line employee is in custody for allegedly carrying out a stabbing attack on multiple individuals with scissors during an Alaska cruise.
Agents from the Federal Bureau of Investigation apprehended Ntando Sagoni.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
This is my diss track.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Entertainment. Sick of it all. I'll get over it. Dan doesn't seem well today. Oh no, audio problems again. All right, get over it. Jeez. Okay. Good morning, folks. It's Friday. Your favorite weekday of the week. The weekday of the week. It's Friday. What is it? May 10th, 2024. You know what? By May the 10th, Richmond had fell. It's a time I remember oh so well. There goes the Robert E. Lee. Good riddance. Anyway, good morning, folks. We hope, and it's with just a glimmer of hope, that we are helping you get through your week, your day and your week. And they seem to fly by doing this nonsense every morning. But we hope that it makes your work day and your work week just a little more tolerable, not necessarily enjoyable, but tolerable. For you people who are out there working, because it occurs to me that nobody on this fucking program is ever working. We don't work. We're a bunch of fucking bums. This is America. A bunch of slouching, non-working, living off of you, sitting here yucking it up while you go to work every day. Thank you. That's all I want to say is thank you. And buy some of our shit now and keep us out of work so we can stay home and continue to do this nonsense for you and get you through your day. How about that? Does that work for you? Maybe not. Alabama getting ready to kill a guy again because they tried to kill him. It didn't work. I can't wait to talk to Ron about this death penalty stuff on this stuff. Now, I'm certain this doesn't change his mind about the death penalty. Apparently, Alabama tried to execute, I don't know, a big fat dude, whatever his name is. They tried to kill him once before. Didn't take. He's too big and fat. They tried to kill him with lethal injection. and it didn't work. So today they're going to try to nitrogen gas his ass and see if that works. Hopefully that will work. Hopefully that will work. Hopefully, if they're going to kill him, he deserves it. He's really guilty, and at least if and if it works, hope. I'm sorry, it's not funny. But imagine you go through your whole last meal. The guy's coming in. What do you want for your last meal? Everything, everything. But you go through that twice, and they go to kill you, and then you wake up and you're like, "Fucking heaven seems a lot like the fucking jail I was in last night." Not right. But anyway, they're gonna try again. Try again to kill his ass. The other thing, there's a solar storm coming. Are you ready for the big solar storm? End of the world rapture type things. Maybe another one. World is always ending, but it never does. It's kind of like a lethal injection that doesn't take on the whole planet. You ever realize that? You ever think about that? Ever think about that even once? I'm in my Fredo mode. It's going to be a weird day, folks. We have a scheduled guest. I don't know how to explain this to you. And if he saw the show yesterday, he might not show up today because he's like, they're just going to fuck with me. And probably going to fuck with him a little bit. He sent me a demo tape of him doing, not a demo tape, a YouTube link, but it's a demo tape of him doing stand-up. And I'm not sure it's real at all because it's not him doing stand-up. It's of him doing stand-up, but it's not of him doing stand-up. It's of his shoulder every once in a while in front of what appears to be a black curtain that was quickly hung up as a background and a mirror inside shelves that look like it could be a house and audio that sounds like it could be a laugh track. Could be. I don't know. But how could I not abuse him a little bit? Listen, it's a Friday, and in good nature, I know I don't want to. I'm just suspicious about everything. My trust level is gone with everybody. But if it's just hard to reconcile. If you're faking stand-up, why would you want to come on a program and show your face? So I don't know. But it's just a weird thing, and it's Friday. And it's a weird Friday. Welcome to Weird Friday, May 10th, 2024. This is the way it starts. Okay, now if you are experiencing a psychotic break right now, we might have a solution for you. It's called Mind Bloom, and the link is in the description, along with a bunch of other crap. Sponsor links that are in the description. Click on all of them, buy all their products. So once again, I will reiterate that we don't have to go to work while you go to work. So we can stay here and just yuck it up while you're getting yelled at by your boss. That's basically what we want to do. So, but you can take, I don't know why they give you these blinders that you need to take with this stuff, ketamine therapy. So while you're having a psychotic break, you can't see anything that's really going on. That's got to be comforting. Imagine doing LSD like that. I'm just gonna put this blindfold on you while you do LSD. I don't know if ketamine is quite that severe. Anyway, check it out, Mind Bloom.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches, we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
If you're buying psychedelics from your kid on the street, he's not giving you that special little box. What we lost Ron? What we lose Ron because he was going to steal my spot. Oh, look at Steven with this fucking neon comedy club looking background over there. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, good sirs, and GD.
Morning.
Right. Yes. Are we going to point at cups or are we just moving on? We could just move on. I'm fine with that.
Okay, let's move on. MyDogTV.com. Good morning, America.
Is your mother going to receive her Mother's Day gift too
No
late for
mother.
Mother's Day? Go to minddogtv.com and have one of our staff call your mother. We will pretend to be the Amazon driver or UPS driver or florist and apologize for screwing up her delivery. minddogtv.com. We make you look thoughtful even if you aren't. Mind Dog TV. Enjoy the suffering.
You know, it being Mother's Day Sunday and all, I should have got the bag with the box that's in the closet that my mother is in and put her on the desk here. I should have done that, but nobody's calling my mother. They're calling out a box and a bag on a shelf full of ashes. Ashes to ashes, we all fall down. No mother jokes, by the way. No mothers. No, we don't do mothers here. So,
but what if you're married
for
to
yourself?
one?
I was gonna say I do on a regular basis.
Yeah, so you got at least 3 motherfuckers right here.
We don't do our own mothers. So how about that?
Happy Mother's Day.
For yourself.
For that, you should be executed twice.
Yeah.
I didn't say I did it. I just said speak for yourself.
No, for the joke. I'm not saying whether you do it or not. For the joke alone, you should be executed twice. Did you guys? Did you look at the YouTube link that I sent you? Emailed you guys?
Yeah, but that Miller guy's is not scheduled to be killed until September 26th.
What?
Yeah, they announced it, but he's not scheduled to be executed until September 26th.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think he's referring to the stand-up video that he sent.
Yeah, you confused the hell out of me. I'm talking about the guy doing stand-up, but not really. He's doing side-up or out of frame-up.
Yeah.
I was confused a little bit.
A little?
But, well, a lot. That's why I sent back just a laughy emoji because I didn't really know what to say because that whole thing felt weird. It just didn't feel right.
Did it now? Does it seem like it's fake to you? Because I am very suspicious about everything.
No, but I think it's real. I just think it's a real screw up. Also,
like he just didn't point the camera in the right place or put the camera
right. Like maybe, and this is just a theory, because I've done this before where I've had 2 cameras set up so that you would catch 2 different angles. And then somebody does not turn on the other camera, so he doesn't have the second angle to edit to.
Why? But he had to put it up and see it before he sent me that link. Would you send that link?
No, that's my theory about the screw up. That screw up. The screw up about posting it. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking.
Well, here's the other thing. Have you listened to laugh tracks at all? Because I have listened to a lot of them. I've used them. Yeah. That is very that little high pitched giggle that's in there sounds an awful lot like every laugh track I've ever heard.
Well, most laugh tracks are actually just recordings of other people laughing, and I'm sure that other people laugh like that.
So you think that woman?
Believe me,
I have every show.
I have 2 people who've gone to almost every show I've ever recorded. And you will hear their laugh in almost every show I do. And if you're thinking, wait a minute, this has got to be a laugh track, because that laugh was in the same, and none of that, but she has the same way that she laughs. She ends every laugh like this. Ah.
Well, that a weird thing would be good. I mean, just to hear somebody who I'd never heard on a laugh track, just to hear something that doesn't sound like a laugh track. It sounds like laugh track to me. Steven and Ron, split the baby here. Who do you agree with, disagree with, or kind of in the middle?
I'm listening to it again now, and parts of it look okay. Okay, for example, there's a big, like a PA style speaker off to the side, right?
Right.
I've performed with almost that exact speaker, so I believable, sure. The black curtain, I've performed in front of shittier setups, so who knows? The laughter is so hit or miss that some of it sounds like laugh track, some of it not so much. I don't know.
Maybe he did both. Maybe there was only
fucking politician. You're not. That's it.
No. Here's the thing. The first laugh sounds so much like a laugh track, it almost ruins the whole thing. very first laugh because it sounds almost like the Wilhelm scream almost.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Like
he didn't get a
very-
laugh on that, so maybe he just laugh tracked that one laugh, and then the rest of them are real.
Let's force the quiet man to talk.
Okay, go ahead, Willie.
I just thought it was a bad open mic video. I thought maybe Flip Rickles directed it. It's like what terrible presentation can I come up with next? And I was like, all right, let's go.
You know what? Maybe I should join Barry Katz's thing and send him that as my demo tape and just hear his feedback on it.
No, that's a legit. There's a spot right at the beginning where you can see somebody walk through the doorway right there, and there's what looks like a restroom or something. Yeah, so this is probably a real
mirror
video.
in those shelves, though. He's got shelves over there, and there's a mirror, and I'm not seeing anybody in there. Like I'm looking pretty close too.
Wait, what mirror? What mirrors?
In the
There's
shelves,
something that looks like a mirror. Yeah,
there's white shelves over to his right, or to the right of the black curtain, and there seems to be a mirror in the back of those shelf things.
All I see is a door with glass panels, and when he opens it, there's a door with a poster on it.
Oh, maybe I was hallucinating. Maybe it was the.
And then, well, here's the thing. At first glance, it does look like it's mirrors reflecting. But what it looks like is he's up on a stage, there's a PA, and then there's the door that's kind of below the stage a little bit. And off the side.
Right. Well, now he's 40 years old. He's a veteran. I know this, but his comedy is not about being a veteran.
Well, just some of it. Not much. Yeah, just a couple of throwaway lines.
And just the PTSD.
Right. So, but my point is that he could probably take a little ribbon because I think whether he's pulling my leg or real or not, I almost can't not bust his balls about this. But I, mean, I don't want to be like overly mean and bullying in some way or in any way or a dream killer. But I do feel like it warrants.
Well, you know, Matt,
maybe when he comes in, we just ask him to tell us about this video. Set this video up for us that you sent.
Well, he's coming 2.5 minutes ago, or 3 minutes.
Well,
so he might have heard yesterday and said, "Fuck that." they outed me.
Matt, he didn't send the video at first. He just asked to be on the show, and then you said to send me some kind of social media stuff, and then he sent the video.
That's correct. He said, I don't really have any social media.
I'm thinking you pressured him. It's like pressured him into sex. You said, like, come on, give up the digits, and give up your social media stuff. And he goes like, this is my first time. I don't want,
I'm corrected. He's 4/10/15, 9/15, so he's not late or not a no-show yet.
Well, how long has he been doing comedy?
That long. I don't know. He didn't say. He didn't say how long he's been doing comedy. The other part of it is his name is Timothy Bubbs Ellison, according to that video clip that he sent. But his email is mikeandmelinda@melinda.com. Mike and Melinda. The whole thing feels like, I don't know, like I'm being set up for something. I don't know. It's weird.
You watch at 10:15. Bert Schreiker or whatever his name is, Kreischer, is going to show up shirtless and say,
Kreischer.
That's it. Yeah. Ta-da! It's me.
Yeah. All right.
Well, not Barry Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld. It's actually Jerry. He's going to show up and go, how'd you like my video?
Haley Seinfeld will show up. And
it's actually going to be his lawyer serving us with papers for us being sued for using his likeness.
Now, all right. We can switch gears here.
Whoa.
Remember I said that Trump's lawyers hate him. Remember I said that because they now yesterday in court, his own lawyer, Susan Netchlis, called him the orange turd 4 times and pointed at him, the orange turd. And one time she actually broke out in like a semi-giggle as she did it. Like
just so you know, it's Necklace. I don't know why it's I don't want her. She's an attorney. I don't want her suing you.
She could sue me all she wants. She's not going to call me an orange turd. I'll get up and fucking smack that bitch.
And it's weird because she's a very good attorney. She's a very good attorney.
Exactly.
She's screwing up. I'm not saying screwing up by accident, but
I think.
Well, in
I
what
think there
context
might
was orange
conspiracy
turd
theory.
used?
What?
In what context was it used?
Well, Stormy Daniels had responded to a mean tweet by saying she flushed the orange turd, um, but she couldn't wait to say that. That didn't need to be introduced into court. This is his attorneys. Like the prosecutor wasn't going there. His attorneys brought it up to kind of, I think, have some. He's not going to pay me anyway. This is my. The only thing I'm getting at, the only enjoyment I'm getting at this is watching this fucking asshole lose. And I'm going to point out that he's an orange turd. I mean, why else would you do it?
Maybe
like
just
I said,
maybe just to point out the silliness.
My part of my theory is that even though they're very good attorneys, and if they didn't have Trump for a client, I think they do things very differently. I think that Trump is pressuring them into doing certain things for performance for him. You know, it's like she attacked me. You know, she called me names. Find places where she's called me names. You know, it's proof out there. She's called me names, and right here she called me an orange turd. And they're like, okay.
Honestly, I'm not sure he even knows about this stuff because when he finds out, it took him a week to figure out that people said he was sleeping in court. But
the stuff about Stormy Daniels, he's obsessed with her and what she's been doing. So he knows the things that she's been doing. He knows the insults. Now, what he may not have known until the trial was that whenever he called her and she was at work, that she put him on speakerphone so that all the other porn actors could hear him.
Yeah. Well, Karen McDougal hasn't taken the stand yet. I mean,
she's not going to.
She's not gonna?
No, she announced last night, or people on her behalf announced last night that she's not going to take the stand.
Is that her decision to make? Is she subpoenaed? Doesn't she have to?
Well, here's the deal. She probably could refuse, and the prosecution would be like, well, we really don't need her. We proved our case through Stormy Daniels. Or because Harvey Weinstein's case has just been, he's going through a retrial now because they said that he had too many prior bad acts admitted, and so that's why they threw his verdict out, because they had too many. They thought the prior bad acts prejudiced the jury against him, and so maybe not having Karen Dougal testify.
He's not on trial for adultery. He's on trial for
which why it could look like they're prejudiced. Which is why if she can't prove or validate any of the things like his signature on checks and stuff like that, then it could be viewed as prejudicial, and give them grounds for.
What law school did you go to?
I went to Law and Order U.
That's what I thought.
I
have you on the bottom mark, by the way.
I've been traffic court many, many times.
I don't know if you've noticed this, but you look up a lot, and when you look up, it looks like you're looking at Steven's ass. So that's why I have you below him.
That's where I pull all this stuff out. That's why I pull all of my legal advices out of Steven's ass.
Right.
I would have guessed DeVry, but okay.
All right. Ron King.
I look up because I'm thinking, and I need something blank to stare at when I'm thinking, and that's what's up there.
I got a big white ass. I got a big white ass that works.
Ron, death penalty stuff. Does the swing and a miss have any effect on your thinking at all? Like,
yeah, you just need a different method. I mean, a 45 will do that in 5 seconds.
That would you would traumatize the guy. I would think, unless you got like just a brutal fuck, like somebody who's got no soul. Here, go in and shoot that guy in the head.
That's not how they do the firing squads. They have like 6 or 7 people, and only one of them has the lethal bullet. The other ones have blanks. In theory, they don't know. Oh, so go ahead, Stephen. Not change my mind. In theory, no. No, go ahead, Stephen.
Why don't we get somebody to come in and shoot him in the head?
I just think if you live through the death penalty, your life sentence has been served. You're good to go. Your death sentence is served. That's game. That's game, in my opinion.
If he goes out and kills somebody again, now, all I'm hoping is that he really did it. If he's going to go through all this, I mean, it would suck if you were one of these people who were innocent.
If it's within a shadow of a doubt, I mean, yeah, just take him out back and horse him.
Yeah, all right.
I really think that his last meal should be like I'm thinking like 7-Eleven and X-Lax, so that when he goes, they got to clean up all that shit. Because
I would eat a bunch of Mentos and Coke.
Yeah, once you die, all your muscles relax and all the poop and pee and stuff just comes flowing out. So his last meal should be like a bucket of lasagna, some 7-Eleven, and some X-Lax.
All right, Ron, go with me here. We'll play a little imagine if. Imagine if you were one of the guys, you were wrongly convicted, and you're on death row, and they come and what do you want for your last meal and all that stuff. You're about to get executed. At that, and you know you're innocent. At that point, would you be changing your mind at all about the death penalty?
Maybe, but I mean, still, if you kill somebody or you're touching a kid and things like that, you know, like I said, I'm willing to save money, and you can just 145 bullet to the back of the head. It's done.
No, I get that point. Yeah, but but the death penalty in itself, if you are an innocent person on death row and it's 24 hours before, and you're out of appeals and nobody's listening to you, would you change your mind at all about whether the death penalty is a righteous thing?
Possibly, but even there's still plenty of people that have killed other people, and they're just still rotting in jail, sitting on death row.
I get that. That's not a good thing either, and we're paying for them. But I think the point I'm trying to make, because I don't know about the point I'm trying to make, but I think it's that the reason you're not on board with my thinking about this innocent people getting off is because you don't think it could ever happen to you. Yes or no? Oh, I got silence.
Well, I didn't want to
let him talk. We're gonna off Steven right now. Fucking innocent.
It's freezing up. No, I feel sure that could happen, but at the end of the day, you still need the death penalty.
At the end of the day, yeah.
I don't disagree. Because I mean, I even feel like, listen, if I even go out and murder somebody, I should probably be taken out, because if I have the ability to do it once, I have the ability to do it again. No different than somebody who's a sexual predator. It's just, well, if I killed somebody out of self-defense, that'd be one thing.
Right.
Okay? But if I went out maliciously or planned out and decided to go out and kill somebody or my family or whatever, like, yeah, that's a person that needs taken out. That's a person who has the ability to do it again and again and again.
Right.
You know, but the ability and the reason are two different things. If let's just say, for example, you're somebody who's very, very angry at the priest that molested you, okay? And you go out, and he's the only person that's molested you, and you go out and you kill him. And the judge would be like, okay, no, I understand what you did. And since no one else has molested you, you probably have no one else to kill. Okay, so
well, my argument is not about people who are
vengeance,
guilty.
though. That's Batman level shit, and that's okay.
My question is about people who are totally innocent, who've never killed anybody, who are about to get killed, and it happens a lot. It's not like it's like once in a while. And part of the reason we don't really get behind this idea is because we don't think that could ever happen to us. Like it will, it couldn't happen to me. That's shit.
No, I am a full believer that it could happen to me. I am 100% a full believer that it could happen.
And we're all hoping in some way.
No, here's the thing. I feel like the amount of proof that should be provided should definitely need to be heavier and more exact before it's given. But
and better,
I mean, for those. But like those people that come out, those who got caught doing it and admitted to it and everything else, those guys get treated with.
Who was on my program admitted to it, but he didn't do it.
Well,
He admitted to it because he was browbeaten by cops and had a really corrupt prosecutor and a corrupt judge.
I'm saying there has to be. I'm saying if the proof is undeniable, is what I'm saying. A confession is not undeniable because it can be beaten out of you.
The jury thought the proof was undeniable, but let me just continue on this. The judge actually helped manufacture part of that proof, and evidence was lost, and the judge didn't tell the jury about that. Intentionally lost, like the safety bra or whatever she was wearing that was like impossible to rip off. Was just disappeared, and we're not going to tell the jury about that. Keep that from the jury. So the proof was manufactured. The undeniable proof. 12 people said, "Yeah, it's undeniable. He did it." Convict him, send him off for the death penalty. 16 years old. He did not do it.
And which state was that in? Which state was that in?
Denial and deceit.
This idea that what I believe they're saying is true, but most people are probably guilty of other murders. Not necessarily. No, the Innocence Project is full of people who were not guilty of any crimes. They have never been. They're not like gang members. You know, it's not like I'm being sympathetic to people who are murderers here. I'm talking about there are many, many cases. Maybe it's not a million, but there are many cases of completely innocent people who end up being.
I agree.
Even
one is one too many, and I agree with that 100%.
What are we looking at here?
I don't know.
This is the death penalty by state.
New York shouldn't even be in there, right?
Can you
New
guys
York
hear me?
doesn't have the death penalty anymore. I can't even.
Yeah, we can hear you. But
no, blue are states that don't have the death penalty. Red are states that do have the death penalty.
And what are the yellow? The express lane?
Yellows are the states that have it, but
probably
they only half kill the people.
Yellow are the states that the inmates will kill you, and you don't got to worry about it.
It doesn't seem like that adds up to 50. Whatever.
Well, that's because all the states it's really weird how I think all the states should shape like that. Maybe we get equal representation that way.
But anyway, so just to try to promote up a little traffic here for our old shows that are dead. Jeffrey Diskovic, there were two shows. One where the woman who directed the film about him was on, and then he was on a few months later. It's back, when was it? 3 years ago, he was on the program. But his story, if you listen to his story, it's just like, it will infuriate you how two cops intentionally, knowing they had the wrong guy, convicted him because they wanted the case closed. Prosecutor was behind it all the way. Yeah, we know we got the wrong guy. He's a kid. Let's just close this fucking thing and send this kid off to get killed by the state. And the judge was also in on it.
Well, yeah, I'm
completely in.
I'm sure of it, and especially years ago, because policing was so horrible. Because it's funny when they talk about like all the videos and stuff of police that are out there, beating the shit out of people when they're handcuffed. Imagine what it was like without the cameras around 30 years ago. All the shit was happening. I mean, I understand what you're saying about the death penalty, but why aren't enough people? Why aren't they talking about bad policing in general? Which there is plenty of bad policing.
We talk a lot
because you can't criticize the blue without being anti-blue.
Right.
That's the problem.
Please. Hey, I hate to. I have I know plenty of cops, and there's some decent ones, but a lot of them can be terrible people because.
Agreed. I have the same thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. But again, the idea that maybe I'm
just for the record,
I'm beating this horse completely to death. But the idea that, because I think we agree that it's horrible for somebody like Jeffrey. If Jeffrey would have been killed, Jeffrey did 16 years. He was raped in prison, beat up, all the stuff, tortured in prison. If he would have been killed by the state, that would be pretty horrific, since this kid was an innocent kid, never even got in trouble in school. But I think it happens more than we want to think about, because it's a fucking horrible thing to think about. And at the end of the day, we don't want to think about it, because then we have to admit, it could happen to me. I mean, it's not likely to happen to me, but it could happen to me. And if it could happen to you, that's a scary fucking thing.
I mean, it sounds like the only way to fix the death penalty would be to fix the entire institution of the justice system.
Yeah.
Right? Like you'd have to because I mean, yeah, you'd have to because
So-
like you said, you can't control the inner personality of each person that becomes a cop. You're gonna have good
on
ones and
this
bad ones.
subject. I just want to say, and we'll move on from the subject, but somebody who I not supportive of, Shanahan. What is that her name? Nicole, RFQ's
Shanahan.
running mate. She pointed out that we have two extreme factions: people who want to do away with the police altogether, and people who want a police state, and pushing us to the extremes. And there is no sensible conversation about this stuff. It's either all police are bad or all police are good. And I mean, not only are they necessary, we need a fascist police department, or we need no police department at all.
She's an
And
idiot.
those are the conversations that
She's an idiot for saying that. There's not just the two extremes. There are people in the middle who are trying to actually
No, she's not saying there are just the two extremes. She's saying the overwhelming extremism of both those positions are pushing people further to extremes.
Yeah,
she's still an idiot.
Yeah,
She's just a rich idiot.
It's a necessary evil. You need police. If you're going to have a civil society, you need to have laws, and someone's going to have to enforce them. But then you also have to make sure that they're going to do it properly. And if they, like, I don't understand why police don't have like a mandatory, like they have to go see a psychiatrist once a week. I don't understand why they have them not doing that, because to be fair, if you're working a 12-hour shift and you're like out on the streets and you're just encountering, hostility all the time,
you have a target on your back.
Yeah. At the end of the day, what's going to happen if you don't talk to somebody or you just leave it pent up, or you start drinking, or you start using drugs more? So, I mean, we're our own victims a lot of times. But like this whole thing where people are like blowing police, like, oh, it's everything blue. It's like, no, it can't be.
Ian's toting 16 tons here today. I feel bad for him. I feel. Get yourself a mule. I was thinking, funny about the mule thing, because I was thinking about, remember like 6 weeks ago when Willie was talking about pushing Steven through the 5K race, and I thought it would be better. I don't know why I didn't think of this at the time. If we were going to do that at all, if he was like a mule in front and Steven would kind of whip him and like not push him, but actually pull him like a horse-drawn, mule-drawn wheelchair or something, carriage.
That's how I take my dogs for a walk, man. They literally pull me.
Yeah, and it would be even funny though if you had Willie in a harness doing that and you were fucking whipping him from behind.
I'm sure in LA there was some place to get a horse face mask.
We should hold our own 5K just to do that, just for the fun of doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. But in cities like Seattle, where they've like pulled back a lot of police. I have a friend who's from there and was just there visiting her family, and like she said, like Seattle's a great city, but they got their issues because of this whole police thing that's going on.
We all got issues. I got so many issues. I got subscriptions.
But also in Seattle, you're allowed to fight somebody. You can challenge someone to combat. And so if you're out on the street and the police show up, you can actually say, we want to fight each other, and the police have to like step back and let you fight each other.
That's cool. I like
that.
But
in a state full of pussies that won't fight, that's crazy.
Well, I was in the Craigslist musicians section a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah.
And there was somebody who was advertising for like a local fight club.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.
Hey.
But it's just interesting. Apparently I thought fight clubs were illegal, but this guy's actually advertising for one. He's looking for fighters. He's looking for people to cover it, like do video of it. And I thought, like, man, I thought that was like highly, frowned upon.
But what state is he in? Because if
he's in Patchogue, New York.
Oh, I don't know.
Fight club. Now, don't you
I
have to
thought
be
the first
licensed?
rule about I thought the first rule of Fight Club was to not to even talk about Fight Club.
But
He's not talking about it and advertising.
Well, yeah, he didn't use the word Fight Club. He said looking for fighters to fight. It's like in a warehouse. It described Fight Club, but didn't say the word Fight Club. So I think that's permissible under the rules of Fight
No,
Club.
you call it a tickle club.
Tickle Club. Tickle him with your fists on his face. But yeah, so I think it's I don't know that proves it's legal. I mean, people do illegal stuff online all the fucking time, but it takes some balls to advertise it. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I want to know what you guys feel about this because I already promoted Jeffrey Discovic's episode. I had a guy on 5 years ago, and he's an actor by accident, meaning he wasn't planning on getting into acting, and apparently
he got caught on video. He wasn't planning on being an actor, but he got caught on video.
He was a caterer who showed up to he was catering a film shoot, and I guess somebody who didn't show up that day, and they put him on set and said, "Here, read these lines," and that's how he got into a couple of Hollywood productions. But that's pretty much the extent of it. And the interview itself was one of the most boring non-interviews I've had. But for some reason, the title or whatever got a lot of fucking views on YouTube. Now, some of the people, because I think other part of that is he's got a name that is famous in the eastern part of the world, whatever. Because there's somebody else who shares his name, who is like a young, sexy Rico Suave kind of guy in the Middle East. Anyway, so the interview kind of sucked and was boring, but then a lot of people went and saw like lots and lots of traffic. And over the years, every couple of months or so, somebody leaves like a really nasty comment in the YouTube comment section, and he asked me to take that out. And it happened again the other day. And I have done it for him like every single time up until the other day. And then it's like, this is not how it works. You got to deal with the hate online that you get. You just have to accept it. You don't like it. You can't go deleting every comment that you feel is mean to you. If you're going to do this stuff, you have to ride with it. But now I'm in a place where do I come back and read him the riot act about this? Like, you got to fucking take this, man. I can't be your I don't work for you. Every time you get a negative comment, I got to go and pull it down. Respond to the guy. You have, you could talk to him. You can go back and say, I'm not what you say I am. That was a racist little fucking accent there.
Only if that's how he not if that's how he actually sounds.
Well, that isn't actually how he sounds. This is my
then it's racist,
cartoon version of what people in that part of the world sound.
Hey,
and I apologize for that. I'm going to hell. What?
You were talking about Fight Club. What about this?
Damien Dibble versus.
Oh, I love slap fighting.
Oh yeah, slap fight. But did you see the chicks? They have women who do this.
Dude, those bitches slam, dog. Is
that in this country? Is that because I thought most of them were like Russian or something?
It's picking up a lot of steam in the U.S. thanks to Dana White and the UFC. Yeah,
Monster Drink is sponsoring that, right? Or somebody?
Heck yeah.
Rumble is sponsoring that.
So is Grant Cardone. He's also a sponsor.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Is this on television? This isn't on television, is it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's online mostly. It's mostly online, but they're pushing to bring it to TV.
Have you ever seen like tickets advertised? Because there's a crowd there. I'm thinking those people paid to see this, right? Have you ever seen those tickets advertised? Like, come to see the slap show, Power Slap show, or whatever.
Power, yeah, they're like Ticketmaster and stuff. You'll see them.
I can't read some of those like things that are on the mat. There's something about a head.
Yeah, there's like Happy Dad.
I'm looking at, and it looks like they're hitting them looks like they're hitting the ganglia right here with the ball of their hand, which is like very, very deadly. I mean, that's like one of my go-to blows in self-defense.
Yeah,
Just go
it's a
this.
banana flavor head. What the fuck is that? Now, I'm saying if it were me and the other guy got the draw and he goes first, I quit. I'm out. I'm leaving. No, I go first. I'm not going second in this fucking thing. Because chances are
I feel
I
like a
won't
beard
get
is
to go
cheating.
at all. I'm gonna be unconscious. I won't get to go if I'm going second. Why would somebody sit there and allow themselves to unless you think the guy's totally weak? Why would you sit there and accept going second?
Yeah. Hey, everyone needs a job, I guess.
How much do you get paid for this? This is what I want to know.
Oh, that's a good question. I bet you the purses aren't that big.
It better be worth it. It's a fucking concussion. You're getting a concussion no matter. I mean, well, no, that guy didn't get it because he didn't get slapped. He went first. He knocked the guy out and down, and then he was done. I'm not going to get slapped now, so I don't get the concussion. So again, if I'm going first, maybe. But if I'm going second, no, I'm out.
Power tickets to Power Slap right now cost $500 to $3,000.
Tickets.
Damn.
For
$500
tickets.
to $3,000. How many seats does you don't know? Doesn't say it. Look at that guy's fucking ass crack sticking out. Go back to that one.
It doesn't say, but yeah, there's and basically every package comes with a variation of like
does anybody
photo
survive?
opportunities.
Because
all the time.
It's all so far. Everyone we've seen, the first slap is.
But these are highlights. We don't know how many.
Yeah, this is highlights of knockouts.
Yeah, these are highlights. I mean, it could have been multiple hits. We don't.
So these guys are not competing for a lot of money, like outside of like sponsorships and all that. They're basically being paid as low as anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 for showing up and for winning. So a purse is only a few $1,000s at most.
Yeah. Have you seen the chicks? Because they have women do it. And
there was one I saw of a chick that got hit so hard she fell backwards, went to stand up, and did a somersault, and they were like, "Yeah, you're done."
Yeah.
Like, nope, that's too much.
I saw one where a woman got hit like that by this big old fat woman, came across, slap, and then she just spit out the blood and smiled there and said, "Okay, now it's my turn." I was like, "Holy shit, I would run. I would run."
Here we go. This
Can you quit after you get the hit? Yeah, that's the one. That first woman there was, yeah, that's the one who spit out the blood and laughed. Yeah. I think Ron's good. Yeah, that looks like her.
There we go.
Oh, that's the chick that says the flip, I think.
Yeah, she took that pretty well.
Oh.
And then she got it. Here we go. That looks bad.
Oh,
you're gone. Good night.
Wait, hold on. Here comes the flip, I think.
That's Dana White, by the way, GD. That guy, that bald-headed dude. Dana White.
Yes, she's
Dana
out.
White is involved in this stuff.
Yeah, he's in it.
He's I think he's called one of the founders of it. Like he's bringing it to like UFC level.
We are.
This is goal.
We are just going back into the dark ages very quickly here. It's bizarre. But the question I have is, so you hit somebody, they don't go down and they fucking smile at you a little bit like that, like, all right, now it's my turn. Are you allowed to run at that point? Can I just say, you know, sorry, and run? Can you do that?
I don't think. Yeah, she took that.
Or do they hold you down and now you have to take a slap at that point? You can't quit in the middle. There's no. What would happen if you tried? Would they kind of?
Well, you can quit at any time, and it's an automatic loss. But I imagine you do that once or twice, they're not going to let you back in.
You can quit at any time, meaning like after I hit you, I hit you with everything I got, and you don't go down. I could quit then.
Could, but that's going to be a loss. But I mean,
I don't fucking care about the loss. I care about getting a concussion.
Oh.
Where are you supposed to slap? Because it seems like you can hit somebody with the ball of your hand in the temple.
There are penalties if you hit the whole thing above the cheek. I think you're not supposed to be able to hit the full ear. So like there's like a zone that you're supposed to hit in, and if not, there's penalties.
Well,
like
she just hit her like full square, like right up in here
Oh, yeah.
with the ball of her hand. I'm just saying, I don't even.
Here he goes.
Oh my god. That is so hot. I don't know why I am bricked up. Like, you don't even understand right now. Man.
I do understand that this is not my cup of tea.
It's brutal. This is the
This is
worst
my
humanity
pig.
can offer. Now, I'm sure there are people watching this who are thinking,
oh, she gone. Yeah.
She was
T-Rex. She's gone.
Yep.
I was a pugilist, and I don't enjoy this.
I get that. Yeah.
I could watch that all day, dude. That's awesome.
I can't believe, and is this illegal in all 50 states? Like, there's got to be some maybe Oregon, some like really liberal state that says, no, this is not. We can't.
I don't know anybody who doesn't enjoy watching a couple chicks slap each other. Like, I don't know who does
I
it.
don't. I don't. Sorry.
Okay, so there's one.
I don't.
I don't like it. I don't like
it.
It's
got to be a generational thing, man. Because like I said, I could watch that all day. I could.
I imagine that happens in like some underground warehouse in Los Angeles somewhere.
Yeah.
Pretty sure they're doing that all in Vegas.
But all these companies are willing to put their brand, and I'm not, but there's a lot of companies putting their brand behind this fucking thing.
It's attached to Dana White. It's a right-wing company. It's going to attract a ton of people.
Bizarre stuff.
And I mean, plus, and like me, like I was a fighter growing up. Like I got in fights all the time. Even as an adult, I got kicked out of bars all the time for fighting. So I like that. That's just me.
Saying every frat house in America, that would be a sorority house.
Even always hits below the belt.
I bet you there are amateur versions of this happening in frat houses.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
This is not good for the state of humanity. I think we are, and I brought this out. I actually have the quote from Carl Sagan about slipping back into the dark ages with what we've become in not just America, but in the world. Is like we become back to superstition and belief in crystals and whatever, all kinds of.
This is amateur slap fighting here.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, that dude just lost his head. Oh my
now
god.
Do they have co-ed?
Is that Shrek?
What the hell? Now she just did that on purpose to say, "Look,
that was
this
too
is
much.
proof I have no balls. This is the proof I'm not really a guy. If I slam my my groin down on the mat, that proves I have no balls."
Oh, this is co-ed. Or no, wait, is that guy just part?
No, the other part of that is this whole
that man has
trans issue in sports. Now you could, because a lot of those chicks look like I don't know, it might have been a guy at one point. That could be that would really be unfair if you had like a guy.
All right, it's Betty Lou versus Becky Lynn. Let's go.
A guy with long hair just showing up at the women's event to slap women around.
Oh no. He's gonna
look
die.
how small and petite this girl looks. So she's gonna. I don't want to watch this.
This is a non-sanctioned event. No wonder.
No.
No.
All right.
That wasn't a good slap
That
at
wasn't
all.
really good. I mean, come on.
She turned away also. She also pulled away.
Yeah.
I slap chicks harder with my dick.
Same. Like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry. Did I just say? Did I just say that out loud?
It's all right. It's
here we
a
go.
thought that escaped through the lips. All right. Can we get this off my screen? We can't be watching this. This is wait. All right.
Talk about fight clubs, and we wound up at slap clubs.
Oh my god. This is,
I agree.
I like
you know what?
this. Bill says this is why retarded shouldn't be a taboo word anymore.
I agree, and I'm in the process of taking it back because as a guy in a wheelchair, people think I'm retarded anyway, so I'm bringing it back.
Wow. People think you're retarded because you're in a wheelchair?
Oh, all the time. I'm working on a bit about it. Fucking people will get down, they'll get kneel down real quick, like, hi, how are you? And I'm like, I don't know, I can smell the cock on your lips, back off. Like,
my legs are
awful. It happens all the
retarded.
time. Yeah, that's about it. Like, come on.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Maybe we should clear up some business. Let's do the news now, and then we'll do critical joke theory before this guy comes in and I end up abusing him if he comes in at all. So we'll do the news now and listen to. If there's nothing exciting or interesting in here, I'm going to bomb Anthony Edwards anyway. So it's time for the news with our good pal, who possibly could be an AI guy pulling my leg. He could be in front of a curtain with just his shoulder showing while he's doing the news.
A Norwegian cruise line employee is in custody for allegedly carrying out a stabbing attack on multiple individuals with scissors during an Alaska cruise.
Agents from the Federal Bureau of Investigation apprehended Ntando Sagoni, 35, on Tuesday, as the ship Norwegian Encore docked in Juneau, according to a statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the District of Alaska. The ship was on a journey to Alaska from Seattle, with stops in British Columbia. Kyle Norris reporting.
The European Commission has demanded more detailed information from the social media platform X under the Digital Services Act regarding its decision to downsize its content moderation team.
The Commission has set a deadline of May 17th for the Elon Musk-owned X to provide additional information on its content moderation resources and generative artificial intelligence. These concerns arose from X's transparency report to the Commission in March. Jessica Oakley reporting.
A staggering number of more than 320,000 children in the United States face the heart-wrenching loss of a parent to a drug overdose from 2011 to 2021, according to a study by the National Institute on Drug Abuse.
No national study had previously delved into the magnitude of children affected by the overdose crisis, as revealed in a news release announcing the findings. Study co-author Dr. Emily Einstein, the chief of NIDA's Science Policy Branch, shared that the study was inspired by similar research during the COVID-19 pandemic. Paul Gomez reporting.
As Israel remains embroiled in war in Gaza after the October 7th terrorist attack, the nation prepares to honor the brave souls who sacrificed their lives for the nation's right to exist.
Israel's Day of Remembrance will be upon them, followed by the country's 76th Independence Day celebrations. This year, Israel will observe Memorial Day from sunset May 12th until sunset May 13th. All businesses and other public venues will remain closed for a 24-hour period in solemn remembrance. Benjamin Wright reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
9 of the 10 wrongful death lawsuits filed after a deadly crowd surge at the 2021 Astro World Music Festival have been settled.
Neil Mann, an attorney for Live Nation, the festival's promoter, and one of those being sued along with rap superstar Travis Scott, said during a court hearing Wednesday that only one wrongful death lawsuit remained pending and the other 9 have been settled, including the one filed by Dubisky's family. Liam White reporting.
A tragic incident unfolded when 2 young siblings lost their lives after being swept away by a rapidly flowing creek in Southern California's San Bernardino Mountains, authorities said.
The heartbreaking event occurred Tuesday when a mother took her 4-year-old daughter and 2-year-old son to spend the afternoon at Thurman Flat Picnic Area on Highway 38 near Mill Creek. They were playing along the creek when her son and her daughter were tragically taken downstream, the department stated. Jim Kender reporting.
Ipe Mizuhara, the former interpreter for MLB star Shohei Ohtani, has agreed to plead guilty to bank fraud in relation to stealing nearly $17 million from the star player in order to cover gambling debts.
Mizuhara, 39, has agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of bank fraud, which carries a maximum of 30 years in prison, and 1 count of subscribing to a false tax return, which carries up to 3 years in prison, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California. Kevin Sanders reporting.
A day after a security guard was shot while stationed outside Drake's mansion in Toronto, another concerning incident unfolded as an individual was detained for allegedly attempting to breach the premises.
The latest disturbance comes on the heels of a male security guard being shot while standing guard outside the gate of the residence at approximately 2 a.m. Tuesday, according to Inspector Paul Krawczyk with the Toronto Police Service's Integrated Gun and Gang Task Force. The suspects fled the scene in a vehicle, he stated. Lawrence Keller reporting.
And that's the latest news headline.
Whose residence was that? Did you catch that? No, very weird stuff here. But this mother allowing her kids to play by a violent water, body of water, a stream or whatever. I don't know. A 4-year-old kid and a 3-year-old kid. It feels
Sounds
like
like she
Susan
pushed
Smith.
him in.
What?
Sounds like she pushed him in.
It sounds like Susan Smith with a bigger bathtub.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be questioning this mother. We don't get enough details about some of these news stories, but it just sounds suspicious and fishy to me.
My wife used to work with a lady who lost her husband and almost a kid. They were by this one part of the Susquehanna. If you don't know, yeah, if a lot of people don't know, the Susquehanna River is like very dangerous, like the undercurrent and stuff like that. And they were off far enough they thought it would be safe, and like he was taking his kid across this little creek, and it took him. He like misstepped, and the current fucking grabbed him and drowned him.
Yeah. GD, please tell me you got the reference of me yelling Susquehanna. Did you get it or no? It's for old people only.
I didn't hear you yell it. I'm sorry. I was reading.
You were reading?
Could you yell it again?
I yelled Susquehanna. I'm not going to do it again because my wife will be like, "What the fuck's going on in there?" But Abbott and Costello bit. The Susquehanna Hat Company. You got look up the Abbott and Costello bit.
Right.
Anyway, anytime somebody says Susquehanna, you're compelled to scream it, Susquehanna, and then relive that whole bit in your brain. It's a conditioned response type of thing. But
kind of like when I hear Alabama, I hear Trump. I'm not Trump. I hear Forrest Gump saying Alabama.
Exactly that. But this whole all got swept away. There's a lot. All these true crime stories are full of people. Yeah, we were just sightseeing out on the ledge and she fell. That's what that sounds like. It's like, yeah, rapid river. Yeah, we know the river's rapid, but we also know you don't get too close to it or go in it. And if a lot of these,
but at the same time, as a person, you've probably done something plenty that's really stupid where you've said, "Oh yeah, maybe I could have died after."
So you're saying
I said that after my
belief
first
that
marriage.
it couldn't happen to you alters your perception.
No, I'm saying, no matter what, death penalty, you shoot them in the head, save time, money, and move on.
All right.
Yeah, you're not going to move me on that position. I've known too many people that have been murdered, so it's.
So have I, but I don't think knowing people have been murdered changes my position on what if I were the guy on death row for something I did not do. I think that's for a crime he did not commit. Neville Brothers. Sorry. So yeah, you want to get to critical croak theory, joke theory?
Sure, just say the word.
I just did. Didn't I say the word?
Hello, welcome to Critical Joke Theory with your host GD Fenderson, certified forensic humorist. Now with new joke technology.
He can't even freaking get that thing on his face. Oh, Jeffrey Weissman. Sorry.
No. Actor Bernard Hill, best known for his roles in Titanic and Lord of the Rings, has died at the age of 79. His fiancée, Allison, and his son, Gabriel, were with him at the time of his death. No cause of death was given. Sorry. He played Captain Edward Smith in Titanic and King Theoden in The Lord of the Rings. In his two most famous roles, he was killed by modes of transportation. In Titanic, he went down with the ship, and in Lord of the Rings, he went down with his horse Lightfoot. And as Phylos in Scorpion King, he was 79 and he was engaged to be married. It
happens.
He may have been the broken king, but that's all that was broken. Rest in peace, and may you enjoy your gray haven. Judge Aileen Cannon has placed herself one step closer to a Supreme Court appointment as she has indefinitely postponed the documents case in Florida. Lady Justice may be blind, but this lady is blind to justice. It has been revealed in a court deposition that RFK Jr. has had part of his brain eaten by a worm that later died. I cannot say that Kennedy's brain was toxic to the worm. It could have been his thoughts. Kennedy, seen here trying to remember if he fed his brainworm today, also admitted to having short-term and long-term memory loss, most likely from mercury poisoning. His brain is also causing his dysphonia, making his voice sound like a deer huffing paint from a plastic bag on a Sunday morning. Early Sunday morning. Stormy Daniels, aka Stephanie Clifford, took the stand in Donald Trump's election interference and documents fraud case. Among other things, Trump attorney Susan Nichols, seen here, seen here, rejected shit. These are out of order, but that's okay. Among other things, Trump attorney Susan Nichols, seen here rejecting Trump's offer for sex in lieu of a retainer, chided Mrs. Daniels for selling her Stormy Daniels t-shirts, or Team Stormy Daniels t-shirts. Team Stormy Daniels t-shirts is the only thing her client Donald Trump has not tried to sell, including access to himself for $1 billion to CEOs of big oil companies. It is ironic that the man who killed Roe v. Wade and helped to make abortions almost impossible in Louisiana raw-dogged an actress from Louisiana.
Where's Ron with that light when you need him?
Stormy Daniels' cross-examination was full of slut-shaming, but enough about Trump for now. And finally, Barron Trump is named as a Trump delegate for the states of Florida and denial. Now that Barron is old enough to go to jail, Donald Trump can welcome him into the crime family. Exploitation. Yeah. Thank you. Exploitation is the Trump's love language. Be safe out there and don't feed the crazies.
All right. That was wonderful.
Hey, don't give me your pity, man. Eat crap.
Oh, man. There's an article today on Vanity Fair, why Black Twitter isn't fleeing Elon Musk's X. There's a couple of things here. Black Twitter, maybe you just have your browser setting on dark mode.
I do.
Yeah, I do all the time too. But within this one sentence, they call it Twitter and X. It's either one or the other. I'm still gonna always call it Twitter. I don't care. X is like some fucking 13-year-old fucking game or something. But why Black Twitter? Well, you mean black people on Twitter? Why Black Twitter isn't fleeing Elon Musk's X? It's bizarre. The headline is bizarre enough. I have not read the story, and I don't want to read the story because they probably make me pay for the story. But I don't know. That just seems weird to me. That it's kind of a
what seems weird? The sentence structure, or the fact that
they call it Black Twitter instead of why black people on Twitter are. And he does say some racist stuff without a doubt, but he says racist stuff to everybody, not just black people. But why do they call it Black Twitter? Like Black Twitter.
I don't know why they call it Black Twitter. Honestly, I know it exists. I know it's a thing, but I also still have issues with people who say they house and they carpet and they car. So I don't partake.
All right. Well, in the one sentence in this article says, Black Twitter gave the internet its own language in many ways. It's part of the slang that we use online. I don't know. I'll get to it, but our guest is here. Let's welcome him in. His name is Tim Bubbs Ellison, but his email would say something different. Good morning, Tim. Let's get to the bottom. We're going to bust your balls a little bit here today, but being a vet, I think you could probably take it. But I want to know what's with you. That's what I want to know.
You're muted. You're muted.
Oh yeah, you're muted.
Perfect. Right. Sorry about that. Thanks for having me.
All right. Now that's a real brick wall?
No.
No, that's 100% taken right from the platform.
Now, we've been discussing the video you sent me from YouTube. What's up with that? Explain to us what the hell is up with that. Let me change this outlook here.
Yeah, so I started watching a lot of comedy and stuff, and I found a lot of excitement in it, and I really fell in love with comedy hard. And I said, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And I did my first open mic a while back, and just been looking for opportunities. And this competition came up. There's a really cool company up here in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan called Frozen Squid Productions. It's actually a Navy veteran that runs it. He's awesome. He puts on a lot of stuff, but he put on this competition. I went up there, and that set was from that competition.
Did they not want to? Did they not let you put the camera out front where we could actually see that it's really you and not somebody else?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I still trying to shore up the technical aspects of this. So my wife does all my recording for me, and her recording device ran out of memory about 2 minutes into my set. So luckily the competition was recording, so I had at least good audio. Mostly grabbed it for myself, and just trying to get better. And that's what I was proud
We're
of it.
not big on like telling people how to approach their craft here, but one thing I would definitely say is don't send that to anybody. I mean, because I looked at it and I was like, and the guys will back me up here because they heard me say this. I wasn't sure it was real. It seemed like, I could just shoot a black curtain and my voice and put a laugh track and make it sound like I was doing a set in a comedy club where I never was. And so there's no it doesn't help you get any. I'm the kind of guy who will put people on the show no matter what, but I don't think that's gonna get you any gigs or open any doors for you. That's all I'm saying.
I was as shocked as you are that you invited me to come after watching it. So I've seen it. I know what it looks like.
Why did you send it to me then? Because this is, I mean, I could see wanting to have your stuff on and so you can review it, but why would you send that to somebody? Just say I don't have anything, but I'm new to the game. I think that's probably a better. And they're all looking at us like, they're interested in seeing where the fuck this goes. But no, very solemn faces up there. They generally pretty smiley dudes, especially on Friday. I don't know what happened.
All right, no pressure.
Well, my thought is if that is your only sample of your comedy, and you did want to send just so that people would have an idea of what you do, I would not have stuck with that angle. What I'm saying is there are pictures of yourself maybe.
Or just extract the audio from it.
Right. Take the audio with a picture of yourself, and maybe closed caption this stuff, because I had trouble understanding a lot of your verbiage. But that was mainly because being new at it, and a lot of us, when we're new, the first time up or something, we talk very, very fast and we're very unintelligible. So that's my suggestion.
Your first time?
That wasn't his first time, but that was his first time at the competition.
It was my second one. That was actually my second set.
Have you done stuff since?
I just bombed real good last night.
All right. And how'd it go?
It was a good experience for me. Very humbling for sure. It was one of those situations where it was like a mixed audience. Some people I don't even think knew a show was happening. And so I was more or less just talking to the handful of comedians that were there, and got in my own head, fell apart a little bit. Was able to sort of recover, but it was a good experience for sure.
What part of the country are you in?
I'm in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
So you're a Uper.
Just so you know, people are aware, and I'm sure you are aware, but I just like to say this: you can't say peninsula without penis. But so now, was this something you always planned on doing and waited till you were 40 years old to try, or was this something that I don't know occurred to you later in life? Something suggested you try.
So kind of a mix, I guess. I've done some stuff like at colleges and like talent show type stuff when I was younger. And then, life happens, you get kids, you get join the military, you got a career, stuff like that. And then, I figured my midlife crisis was really just a good time to jump into something like this.
Now you were in the Army, right?
Correct.
Branch of the Army. Have you reached out to, because there are lots and lots of vets who are now in comedy. I don't know what the connection there is, but lots of and supportive groups of vets doing comedy and stuff like that. Have you explored that area of it, or where are you with that kind of community?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm trying to actually not lean on being a veteran too much in my comedy, just because it's kind of I look at it like it's easy, like a clap, laughter, people get on your side right away. I want them to actually enjoy the jokes rather than just go, oh, it's a vet, let's clap. But the group that I am working with up here is a lot of veterans. And in fact, the couple that runs the production company, they're both Navy vets. So a little bit, but nothing too big.
Now, have you the open mic stuff? Have you explored any other kind of avenues towards the craft in terms of, I don't know, comedy classes, any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've looked at a couple of different things. I'm actually going out to Denver next week. I'm going to do an open mic. What's that? Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to do an open mic, and then they have an improv class. It's like a drop-in, so I think I'm going to pop in and give that a go as well.
Improv, I think, is definitely something that will help people to deal with hecklers in particular. I've talked many times about how I was tested at improv and totally sucked at it. I mean, embarrassingly bad. Something that is online now and in a permanent record of me making a fool out of myself. But I think those skills would come in handy, and it's something you can learn. You guys have any input for Tim here on where he should go at 3 shows complete in his?
One thing, Tim, you said that you strayed away from the military because you wanted people to enjoy the jokes and not to like go for the easy laugh. But you want people on your side, and so especially in the beginning. In the beginning, not just talking about what's real and what's true, or true-ish, because there's going to be some expanding on the truth sometimes, or some people make shit about a whole cloth. But in your case, if you have the military background and whether you're proud of it or not, if it's something you can use to help people relate to you, use it. It's your world, and when you're on stage, that's it. It's your world, and you're in control.
Just comes from a guy. He's telling you now. It's good advice what he just would have told you, but it's the guy who says he doesn't give a shit about people. He wants everybody on your side.
Well, that's what he said. He wanted people on it. That's what he wanted. So
right.
I'm just helping
you don't
them
want
out.
people on your side.
That's beside the point. What I'm saying is I'm trying to help him, and his needs aren't the same as my needs.
I appreciate that. I'm just pointing out the whatever
flexibility that I can actually listen to what he wants and separate it from what I want. Yeah, I can appreciate that. That is good on my part.
That's what you want to call it. Yes, I think we should reinstitute the death penalty here.
I think as I mature in this a little bit, like I'll maybe use some more of that material and things. I'm looking for, this is going to sound dumb, but it's like, I'm looking for the termination of this, right? So I did my first open mic thinking like, I'm going to go up, do it. It's going to be fun. And then I'll have a fun story to tell my friends. And it was like, for lack of a better it was like heroin. I was like, I am hooked on this.
Wow.
And so now I'm kind of like, okay, but the next one's not going to be as good. So I'll try that. And then last night I bombed, and I'm like, the first time I bombed, that's probably going to be it for me. I laughed at myself so hard when I bombed. I, in a weird way, like enjoyed bombing. So I was good with it. But so I think as I get better, I mean, I've got a couple of goals I'm trying. Like I'm trying to be clean, which I'm not yet because that's incredibly hard for me.
Here's the deal: as early as you are, you can. I didn't mean to cut you off. I guess yes, I did mean to cut you off. I'm not gonna lie. I meant to cut you off because you say you want to be clean. There's nobody making you not be clean. You know, I'm just saying, just take your time. Don't worry about being clean or dirty or whatever. Build up your confidence. Build up your comedy vocabulary. Build up your sense of self. And if your sense of self leads you toward clean, fine. If it leads you toward blue, fine. Now, in a perfect world, you would want to have a clean set at your disposal because that's where the money is. Yeah. You know, if you care about money, I don't know what your needs are.
Wait, but there's money? Where's their money?
In clean comedy.
There is?
Oh yeah. I know that because I'm not clean and I don't have money. Therefore, that must be where the money is.
I just wanted to remind people that if you want to support the program, buy one of the T-shirts, do something, but support our sponsors. Because coming back to where we started the program this morning, we don't really work. None of us really actually have jobs. You do. We're here to try to make your work week somewhat a little bit more enjoyable, but you don't want us to have to actually go out and earn money, so just buy shit from us and we won't have to work. That's basically the soapbox.
And if you start buying stuff, I can stop lifting my cup and pointing at it and saying shit to ask people to buy stuff.
Right, just stop breaking stuff. Have you been to an open mic night where the host of the open mic night is just like a real prick with a light, like will cut you off right on the second? Like, your time is up. You had 3 minutes. You're at 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Get off my fucking stage. And here's your light.
Don't run over your time. It's a pretty simple rule.
Yeah.
You get the death penalty on stage.
Hey, someone's got to do it.
Somebody. So Ron, I was alluding to Ron, who is he hosts a couple of those, and he's from what the rumor is, it's online pretty much, that he's just like he's an executioner. They call him the executioner.
Ron the Ruiner.
The death penalty executioner of open mic hosts. Have you gotten that brutal treatment from a really obnoxious prick like him?
So I haven't, but I'll tell you what, I appreciate it. Because I mean, I've seen people run over like crazy, and it seems like they've ran out of material and they're just going off nerves. Yeah. And so it's like, end it, just kill, put this person out of their misery. If I'm up there dying like that, put me out of my misery. You have 5 minutes or 4 minutes. Like,
well, I was thinking about this the other night. Don't you have the ability to give yourself the light? Or, I mean, you don't have to do the full 3 minutes. You could just say, that's it. I'm out of fucking material. Thanks for listening to my 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
I do.
Smart people know that. Smart people do that.
You have to tell comics that, because most people, they'll like, oh, I got 5 minutes. I got to run the full 5 minutes. When I have a lot of newbies and stuff at a mic, I'll tell them, it's like, if you don't have any more material, it's okay to get off stage.
Right.
It's okay, and end on a happy note.
This is part of it too. Like if I know I'm at 2 minutes and 45 seconds, I got 3 minutes on stage. I know I'm at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. You don't have to start something new because you're not going to get a chance to finish it. They insist on. I think I got a half minute bit. I got to try to squeeze it into 15 seconds. I'm gonna go for it. Is that what the mindset is?
From what I've seen, it's like people want to get off stage and they just lose the ability. So they just keep trying to say something else, or they'll pull out their phone and go, and it's like, just call it, man, run away.
This is why I taught myself early on to time myself and use my watch, the watch timer, which will vibrate at 4 minutes or 5 minutes. When I feel that vibration, I know I got a minute left. Knock it out and get off stage.
You bring a vibrator on stage.
I don't rely. I always bring a vibrator on stage. You can never see it because I'm sitting, but it's But it's nice though, because then I don't have to rely on the light. And usually if you can keep yourself in check, a lot of the producers they'll appreciate it. They'll be like, hey, thanks for not being an asshole and picking up 10 minutes with bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine. I know it happens, but I can't imagine knowing I got 15 seconds left starting a new bit without, it's okay. Like Ron had said, you can get off stage, but most people, I don't know. I feel like I got 15 seconds. I'm going to use it all up. It's like that guy who is running out of gas, but I'm going to run on fumes anyway and test it and see how far I can get. There's no way you're going to get through that last bit. And you're not going to get through that last bit, but you can't help it. You got to try anyway. I got 15 seconds. I'm not going to waste. I'm not going to give back 15 seconds of time. It's really weird.
But actually, what happens in comedy, if you stop, let's say you have a 3-minute set and you stop at 2:45, you actually get a 15-second credit at the next mic you go to. They'll give you an extra 15 seconds because you've given that time up. We keep track of these things. It's one of those things it's a universal thing. It doesn't matter from mic to mic or
I just want to remind people that GD is he said in the past on this program, he said, I never tell a lie. I don't lie.
I've never heard that at a mic in my life.
I was going to say, that's the most organized open mic I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Definitely not ran by a comedian.
He has told people that he doesn't lie, which was a lie. And now we just caught him red-handed in a lie.
No, you did not catch me in a lie. I'm just because you guys don't read the fine print and don't know the rules of comedy doesn't mean I'm wrong.
If you knew anything about comedy, you wouldn't be on this show.
Well, true, but and you're not the first to say that to me from the show, even.
No.
I think at the next one, I'm going to walk up to the host and just hand him a little "You owe me 15-second IOU." And
let him know. Let him know that you know. Let him know that you know.
Yeah.
Don't get it
now. So.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah. You ever seen somebody kicked off stage before they even got on?
Sure.
Let's talk a little bit about, because I've been on a really ugly soapbox, which has cost me a lot of friends and family and followers and all this stuff. What are your goals? Do you have goals? Do you short-term goals, long-term goals? What that you want to do in this? I know you're like brand new, basically virgin material in the comedy world. But do you have any visions of where you want to go with this or what you want to do with it?
Yeah, I think I would call it success if I got to a place where I could go do shows in other areas. And at the very least, the hotel's covered. Like I'll work for hotel stays or couches, honestly. That would be super cool to me to just be like, oh, I got to travel and it didn't cost me anything. I got to do jokes in other cities. Like that would be success for me.
Interesting. Because a lot of people just would consider it a success just having the balls to get up and do it once. Because there are a lot of people, believe it or not, who want to just chicken out a lot.
When you realize the sheer scope of people that don't have the balls to even get up there and try it kind of makes you feel a little good, because it really does. It takes a lot to get up there, and some people just will not. I've had people drop out of shows, or seen people drop out of shows once they just see how many people are there.
Yeah,
because it's too much. So
I've people sign up for an open mic, and then you call their name, and they're not there. What happened? They ran. So Robin chickened out.
Yeah. My wife actually told me, she's like, I don't think you know the difference between being nervous and being excited. So it's all just one emotion for me. I get, the more people, the better.
Yeah, I don't know the difference either. I think I'm mostly nervous. I don't think I've ever been excited in my life.
I get excited, then super nervous, and then once I'm on stage, I'm cool. But before that, it's horrible. I get nauseous, and I'm just like, maybe I should leave.
The downtime between doing it is where I get the most of that, where I'm like, what am I even doing? I'm not really that funny. I got lucky at that mic, like that kind of stuff. And then somebody watches or hears something and I'm like, oh yeah, never mind. There's that hit of dopamine again. I'm definitely gonna keep. Like I said, I'm really just an addict. It's not a substance at this point.
The last thing you want to do is get to the end of your life and say, I wish I would have at some point. So you've taken the first step, and good for you. We applaud you for doing that. How much material, how much time do you have? Material wise, do you have 10 minutes?
So in total, I did 10 minutes over 2 sets last night. The first one was an absolute bomb. The second one, a lot better. But I would say most of the jokes in the second set are still pretty undeveloped. So that by itself could probably be 10 minutes.
Wow. Do you sit and actually write, or are you bullet pointing stuff out? Or what?
So I tried writing my first open mic. I wrote it all out word for word, memorized it, did it in the car on the way down there like 8 times, had it right to 4 minutes and 45 seconds. And I got up on stage. People laughed where I wasn't expecting them to, and forgot the rest of it. Went off the cuff, had a great time, just kind of remembered the concepts. And that's what I'm doing. I'm writing concepts and no jokes around it necessarily. Just like kind of the main punchline, and then I sort of branch off from there.
Interesting. It takes all kinds. Carlin used to memorize his entire hour set word for word.
Yeah.
Like he would write it down. He would write it down longhand on a yellow pad, but memorize every single word, and every single word had its place for an hour long. And there are people like Louis C.K. who just bullet point stuff. So there's no right and wrong way of doing it, but it's just I guess it's an individual thing.
Well, in a way it is. The right way is you're getting laughs and you're entertaining people at the end of it. And the wrong way is you're not getting laughs or you're not entertaining people.
So basically, critical joke theory would be the wrong way.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I laughed.
Yeah, it's not like you didn't get any laughs. I heard it. There were people in the back. Anyway, now do you guys recognize any of this beginning? What you went through in the beginning? Does Tim's story resonate with you of how it started with you, or no?
No.
No.
Not
at all.
I mean, I just kind of, very similar. I just started going to open mics. I did several years of open mics before I even attempted a show. I think I did about 5 years of open mics before I even attempted to book a show, period. But that's where I learned to enjoy the journey, though, and learn from people. Because I would go to mics all over the place and absorb and learn from people who did well, learn from people who didn't do well, and then also in the process learning who I was and finding my voice on stage, trying not to emulate people but be myself.
Ron, what are you looking at up there? You look angry. Whatever you're looking at, you look like you want to execute somebody.
No, I'm working on getting a new blower fan for my dryer, and someone I know hooked me up with his dad who has appliance parts. So after I'm done this today, I'm gonna go get a blower fan so I can finish this fucking job of this dryer that I had to take.
I thought you had that finished last week.
No, I got the new motor and I went to go take the motor out of the dryer, and the fan, the way that it's like an aluminum end, and it's almost impossible to break it without cutting the shaft of the old motor. So
these things are getting me annoyed. My wife, she bought online no kidding here, woman-friendly chainsaw.
Okay,
what does that mean? It has like no sharp edges.
It's small, and it's meant not to intimidate the ladies. It's like a 4-inch chainsaw. She had me out there cutting up a tree. It's brand new, by the way. Doing a trim, and here you are, 65 years old, climbing trees and trimming branches and stuff with this chainsaw. I broke it. The chain came off the blade thing, and then I was like, how do you get it back on? I don't know. I got to go on YouTube now and look it up. and they give you instructions for the older model, which just had one simple screw where you could take the cover off and put the chain back on the piece. But they changed the design completely now, and so I have these tiny little screws. You need a screwdriver with a long shaft that can get in a hole with a tiny little screwdriver to take all 4 screws off, take the thing completely apart to put the chain back on. It's like they make repairing things much harder than it needs to be.
Oh yeah, it's frustrating because like the videos I watch for it, they're like, oh yeah, you might have to put a little force because it might take a little bit to break, and the only thing that breaks is the blower fan because it's just like aluminum and it rounds off. So
yeah, aggravating. Now, Tim, what was your job in the service? What did you do?
So dryers and dryer blower fans.
No, that would be awesome, but no, I was a combat engineer. So we basically the job is to open up areas for other troops by clearing them of booby traps, stuff like that, IEDs, things like that. And then the other side of the job is to stop the enemy from being able to have movement. So setting up traps, bombs, different defense mechanisms, stuff like that.
You'd have no problem being an executioner. You and Ron would get along fine. You just love killing people.
Yeah, it's not my favorite part of the job, but
but it's a perk. So do you have any of your old IEDs that are how should I put it? Do you have any of your ordinances that won't explode that you kept as souvenir?
I have nothing that would explode, but yes,
I said that won't explode.
Yes,
I'm trying to keep you out of jail.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, no, definitely. I've got all kinds of cool stuff. There's like these little red tags that come on a lot of stuff. You got to pull the pin out and it says warning, danger, whatever. I collected probably 50 of those. I've been handing them out as keychain gifts for years now. Also cheap, so it makes a good gift for folks. But I got a parachute off of an explosive.
Wow.
A rocket that launches out. It's got a parachute attached. I grabbed that up.
Now, was the parachute deployed and you repackaged it, or did it not deploy and you kept it?
Oh yeah, no, it deployed. Yeah, we actually, so it's a line charge. It's called a MICLIC. It shoots out a rocket and drags out C4 behind it.
Right.
And then you blow the whole thing up and it clears a big path for you or knocks whatever over that's in front of it, kind of. And they have a parachute on them so it doesn't just launch off into space.
Right.
So it's actually from a mission I was on in Afghanistan. I snatched that up and kept it.
So if you don't have
how long were you in for, and how long have you been out?
So I deployed in 2012 until 13, and then was in the National Guard up until 2016, and that's when I got out.
All right. That's a strange time to get. So now, if I'm correct, you're 40 now, right? Or not?
Correct.
So
Yep.
2012, you would have been 28 years old. You enlisting?
No. I enlisted 2007.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But it was a long stretch of boring, the deployment, and then pretty much I got out after.
It's still not like most. Maybe I'm wrong about this, but I'm thinking most people enlist right out of high school or right after college. Either one of those two, right? You did it like mid-20s or something. You were 25.
Yeah, well, so there's more to the story. I did enlist right out of high school. I went in the infantry. Went down to Fort Benning in 2002. I ended up separating a bone in my shoulder and got pneumonia. And they basically said, "Hey, like, come back another time. This isn't working out for you." So I got injured. I got out, but it was always a thing I wanted to complete. And so I went back in 2007, completed, got to my unit, did my thing, got to serve in Afghanistan. And, 2016, we just made a choice that it wasn't for us anymore.
Very cool. Well, now, why? Why did you enlist? Was it at a patriotic duty service calling, or was it like if I would have done it, which I didn't do it, but if I would have, it would have been for a job and the GI Bill and all that kind of stuff. Why did?
So a couple things. My whole family was Navy all the way back. My grandpa, my dad, my uncles, all that. I almost went in the Navy, and then 9/11 happened, and I was like, nope, I want to be there. I want to get these people, and that was kind of a motivating factor to switch over to the Army. And also, too, if I wouldn't have gone in the military, I'd be probably sitting here telling you about my time in prison. I was kind of a dipshit as a kid, so the military was a game changer. It turned me into a responsible adult, or at least as close as I think I'm capable of getting.
Cool enough. It's just it's it's a tough decision to make. I think you have to. If I'm gonna, and now of course I'm way past useful to any military service, but if I were going to do it back in my day, you'd have to believe in the cause, and sometimes with everything that's going on, you don't know what to believe. You never know the right side and the wrong side and all that stuff. We can be told and believe in propaganda, and we'd like to believe the United States has always got the right side, but who the fuck knows in this world? So for me, it would be a very tough decision. Anyway.
Yeah, I can say that I'm very paranoid about our government, and people would call me a conspiracy theorist to a certain degree. But I'll tell you what, when you're actually in and serving, you do the right thing, right? So it doesn't matter if the United States is good and the other team's bad, like you do the right thing. And that was a huge eye opener for me. So like we got a lot of care packages and stuff sent to us. I didn't need more stuff. So I started asking people, hey, send notebooks, send crayons, send stuffed animals. And we would literally just throw that out for the kids and stuff like that. So I would say I and the people around me were just trying to do as much good as we could while we were there, doing other, obviously our main mission was explosives, but you do the good you want to see.
I think most civilians, most people in general need to hear from people who have served about the positive things. I had an author on who was an Army vet, and he was like you. People think he's a conspiracy theorist and all this stuff, but he did say, because I said, what was the upside of this? He said, providing water for people who never had fresh water in their lives, the wells, and these are good people we met in foreign countries who then they're not the enemy. It's the people aren't the enemy. They're good people we were helping out, and to see how we've impacted their lives. Most people who sit home like we do without jobs, without anything, just talk on the internet in the morning, we don't get to see that or appreciate any of the good things that, whether we're doing it as a country or individuals doing it, the good that comes out of service and all that stuff. We don't see any of that. So I think we need to hear more of it, because it does ground you in somewhat in that noticing when it's not just all going over there and killing people who are different from you. It's you are
sometimes you're killing people that are the same.
Right. Exactly. I think everybody's the same. So no matter what, if you're killing somebody, you're killing somebody who's the same in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people would be shocked at how similar we are to, where I was at in Afghanistan was very much third world. Like they had vehicles, but they would literally drive their car up, hook it up to a belt, and then that belt would run their house. Like any power they had, like water pumps. I'm not saying TVs, lights, stuff like that. I mean, we're talking just a pump for water. So definitely a drastically different lifestyle, but it's shocking how many similarities there are. They're just trying to provide for their family. They're trying to be safe. Most of them don't care if I'm there or not there. They're just trying to grow their crops and do their thing.
All right. We appreciate you being on the program. I can't let you go without busting your balls about this, though. Your name is Tim Bubs Ellison. Now, if I look you up on the internet, you're dead 20 years ago. There's like obituaries on you. But the name in itself, like several people with your name have died, and there's nothing about you. Because I was trying to find out if you can't have a comedy career without having some social media presence, some online presence, some where people can Google you and say, oh yeah, this guy's a comedian. But the other part of this is the name doesn't match the email that I got an email from Mike and Melinda, and it's Tim Bubs Ellison guy with what's the deal with that?
Mike and Melinda.
Yeah, that's what it says when the email arrives. It's from Mike and Melinda. It's like, oh, what the hell?
I don't know how that happened. So my email address is actually anti-hippie. But yeah, I don't know Mike or Melinda. I have no idea how that happened. I'm gonna go back and look at those emails.
That's very weird because it's a Mike and Melinda. I'm just gonna check and make sure I'm not having
my video was fake. I was like, when you said that earlier, I was like, do people send in fake videos? Like, here's a make believe stand up. I'm like, why would you bother doing? It'd be harder to fake, I think. But yeah.
You can't. Unfortunately, you can't have any show business dealings at all without having some kind of social media presence. So I would suggest you get into one. I just looked it up. It says Mike and Melinda at whom.com. So yeah, it's very weird. Now that threw me off. But we do appreciate you being on, and we're good support. And I hope you continue doing it and have some advancement. And please do check back in time and let us know how you're doing with it. I mean, so
absolutely.
All right.
I will be putting social media up next week. Like I said, this is all kind of started as I'll give it a try. Now I'm kind of like, oh shit, like I need to
get something like this where you can just put your phone on a table and actually have people see your face while you're doing comedy. I mean, that's believe it or not, facial expressions are part of the thing, and body movements and all that are all part of it. So. Anyway, we appreciate you being here.
I was going to say, video record every set that you can of yourself. And no matter how painful it is, watch it. Because sometimes the laugh you get has nothing to do with the words you said, but the expression you make on your face.
And so believe me, all of his are really painful to watch. And this is a man who knows from experience about how painful it can be.
Yeah. So it may answer a question. So sometimes you'll say, I don't understand. These jokes worked last week, but they didn't work this week. And it's a different audience, but sometimes it's just your body language that makes a difference. The way you said it, the way you look when you said it, any dramatic pauses, maybe the pause is too long or not long enough. So those are the kinds of things you learn about yourself when you video record your sets.
I appreciate that. For a guy who doesn't know anything about comedy, you've given some pretty good advice here today. So I appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for having me again. If I didn't make that clear, this was super cool.
I'll play. You can come back sometime, anytime you want. I mean, drop me a note and say, and we'll kind of keep tabs on you as a pet project in the comedy world. So please do come.
Yeah, send them an email and say, hi, this is Mike and Melinda. We want to
get Melinda to come on with you and leave Mike out of it. I'm not a big fan of Mike, to be honest with you.
We don't allow plugs here.
Yeah, he's a prick. Melinda, we all love Melinda.
Yeah, Melinda's pretty cool. Anyway, have a great day. Thanks for being here.
All right, talk to you guys.
Bye. Back to this layout.
Ron.
He put up with the Ron, you spot stealer. Put up with the abuse pretty well. I mean, I thought he would. He's a vet. I mean, he's seen worse. I'm sure they fucking give each other shit all the time. I don't know.
Ron, does that clown have a particular name? Because he's
I was gonna ask. You look like you're kind of getting looks like he's real happy to be behind you.
Yeah, I don't know. I just found the picture. I think this looked good.
He looks like he's plotting. Yeah, he looks like he's plotting your imminent demise,
or at least your anal demise.
I didn't say goodbye to Govs, but I have to say goodbye to Govs. I think Adam Carolla's there this weekend. I've seen. I don't know. Are you a fan of Adam Carolla?
Yeah. I enjoyed the Man Show back in the day, but that was.
I was about to say, I've never been a fan of his per se.
I was a fan of Toyota Corolla, but Adam Carolla, I'm not that familiar with. He was on the Man Show when Jimmy Kimmel. He was the other man on the Man Show.
That's when I enjoyed him. That's about it.
I don't like him. I mean, not as a comedian because I haven't really seen his comedy work. I don't like him as a person because he comes off and like I'm a man and he's got a nasally little that's not Man Show to me. Man Show is like, oh, so yo, Adrian, Adrian,
he has probably one of the more annoying voices out there.
I prefer my men to have a slight mental disability.
Exactly. A brainworm.
CTE, please.
No, I don't want a president who has a brainworm, but I want my Man Show host to have a brainworm. Right.
Hey,